He wore the finest suits, spoke 5 languages, and had the charm of a movie star. His name was Victor Lustig, a man whose life was a blend of elegance and deception. But behind the smile was a con artist so bold, he dared to dream the impossible. In the 1920s, Paris was a city of lights, love, and opportunity. And it was here that Lustig orchestrated his most audacious scam. He sold the Eiffel Tower. Not once, twice. Each time he convinced unsuspecting businessmen that the iconic structure was up for sale as scrap metal, and he got away with it. His confidence and meticulous planning left his victims in awe and disbelief. This is the unbelievable true story of Victor Lustig, the man who scammed the world's most iconic monument. Join us as we delve into the mind of a master manipulator, exploring how he pulled off one of the greatest cons in history and what ultimately led to his downfall. Born in Austria-Hungary in 1890, Victor Lustig was no ordinary criminal. He wasn't violent, he wasn't messy, he was elegant, smart, and more importantly, convincing. By the 1920s, he was running scams across Europe and the United States, always one step ahead. In 1925, the Eiffel Tower needed repairs, and the French government wasn't happy. Newspapers talked about the costs, some even suggested tearing it down. That's all Lustig needed. He forged official documents, posed as a government minister, and invited top scrap metal dealers to a secret meeting. At a luxury hotel, nestled in the heart of Paris, the air was thick with the scent of opulence and the whispers of high-stakes deals. The year was 1925, and the city was a bustling hub of innovation and intrigue. Victor Lustig, a man of charm and cunning, gathered a group of unsuspecting scrap metal dealers in a lavish conference room. With a confident demeanor, Lustig told the scrap dealers the government wanted the sale kept quiet to avoid public outrage. He spun a tale so convincing that it left no room for doubt. He made it sound urgent, and very real. Lustig's words were laced with urgency, painting a picture of a government desperate to offload the Eiffel Tower's metal without causing a public uproar. His performance was flawless and the dealers were hooked. One dealer, André Poisson, took the bait. Poisson, eager to secure what he believed was the deal of a lifetime, was completely convinced by Lustig's elaborate ruse. The promise of immense profit clouded his judgment. He paid a massive bribe and handed over the money. The transaction was swift, with Poisson handing over a substantial sum, believing he was securing a lucrative contract. Lustig's deception was complete. Lustig disappeared the next day, and Poisson was too embarrassed to report the scam. The conman vanished without a trace, leaving Poisson to grapple with the harsh reality of his gullibility. The fear of public humiliation kept Poisson silent, ensuring Lustig's escape was clean and unchallenged. Weeks later, Lustig returned to Paris and tried the exact same con on a new group of dealers. This time, someone got suspicious. Before they could catch him, Lustig vanished. Again, 2 Eiffel Tower sales, 0 jail time. The Eiffel Tower wasn't his only scam. Lustig also sold money printing boxes, small machines that supposedly produced real bills every 6 hours. Victims tested them, saw real money come out, and paid thousands. By the time they realized the trick, Lustig was long gone. In the United States, Lustig lived under fake names and charmed everyone, even law enforcement. He scammed gangsters, businessmen, and even banks. The FBI chased him for years, but he was too slippery. They called him the Count, the man who could vanish at will. In 1935, the FBI finally caught up with him. After years of evading the law, his luck had run out. The man who had once sold the Eiffel Tower twice and swindled countless people was finally in custody. His arrest made headlines across the nation, marking the end of an era of audacious cons and schemes. He was arrested and sent to Alcatraz, America's most secure prison. Known for housing the most notorious criminals, Alcatraz was a fortress from which escape seemed impossible. The cold, isolated island in San Francisco Bay became his new home, a stark contrast to his previous life of luxury and deception. Even there he tried to escape, carving fake bars and faking illness. His relentless spirit and cunning mind were undeterred by the high walls and strict security. But it was over. The guards were always one step ahead, and his plans were foiled time and again. The man who had outwitted so many was finally outwitted himself. Victor Lustig died in 1947, listed in the prison records as apprentice salesman. His death marked the end of a life filled with deception and intrigue. The records, now yellowed with age, tell the story of a man who lived by his wits and ultimately met his downfall behind bars. Victor Lustig didn't use violence, he used belief. He sold hope, wealth, and even national monuments. In the world of cons, he remains unmatched. And the Eiffel Tower? It still stands. But once it belonged to a man who never owned it. Subscribe to Chronicles Unveiled for more incredible cons, legendary hoaxes, and the minds that fooled history.